It's the semi-finals of Valorant Champions 2021, and the Latin American underdog team Crew are neck and neck against the Russian world champions Gambit. The score is 11-9 on the final map of Bind, and Crew look like they're going to make the upset and secure a spot in the grand finals. It's already been a great game, but this round is where it became legendary.
And you can see that they're very scared of that operator, and why wouldn't you be? Chronicle playing behind the smoke, and there's the opening. As they come around the corner, they're not expecting him to still be aggressive, and he's gonna get all five! An ace for Chronicle, the round saved!
Chronicle hit one of the best aces in Valorant history to claw Gambit back into the match, and eventually bring it to overtime. The rounds went back and forth, with Crew being on the verge of winning the entire time.
Crew are still here, they haven't moved, and the molly's gonna slow them completely. Delzik even takes a kill, and they cannot trade. That molly is buying them all the time in the world, and with the classic, Delzik finishes off the round on a 3K, 15-14, and another chance for Crew. If they can get this spike down, the molly, but they've already pushed through. Oh, he's on the back side. They won't expect him already. Nat's able to take one, and he'll take the second. 18-16. The defending champions take it across the line.
This match had everything. A battle between minor region underdogs and world champion titans, insane moments, and a long, intense overtime. It was the first Valorant match to truly earn the title of one of the greatest matches ever. And today, we'll take a look through the history books at 9 of the other greatest matches ever played in Valorant. If you like this kind of content and end up enjoying the video, please do consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Our next match brings us to the lower bracket of Masters Copenhagen, where another Latin American team was having a breakout run. Leviathan had become one of the most entertaining teams to watch at the tournament, especially after this crazy match against Xset with one of the most memorable rounds ever.
Too great for
Mills has got the spike! It's
all the way in heaven, he's dropped it!
That's the spike!
The overheat moment! The positioning! What a blunder! What a whiff! It's match point for the building! You've got to be kidding me!
They know
He knows the 4 damage! This is absolutely absurd!
Winning that game matched them up against Fnatic, the consistent winners of EMEA but serial chokers at international events. This game wasn't that important, but with the way it played out, it might as well have been a grand final. The first map of Fracture went to overtime after a Durka collat,
Block it, find the angle! What a play to make!
and eventually the European team closed it out, and then Leviathan won map 2 to force it to a map 3, Bind. Leviathan took an early lead, but Fnatic made a strong comeback and eventually went up 12-11. One more round to close it out.
Collecting their targets, they know that the site is essentially clear. Durka going to be holding this one, trying to get half, but he over to strike, has to satchel out of it. Down to the wire now, the defining moments again, right through the wall, but Durka intends to stick this one. Boaster locks it down, the Horde finding it, but sticking it, the fuse is not enough. It's a 2v2, and with time running so low, Enzo, he's got to lock the angle, he's got to find a shot, time is bought, but he got off the defuse! No way! No way!
Boaster got off the defuse. Even Riot thought the game had ended. They literally went to the end screen, but no, it was still going on and it was overtime. Leviathan then won the next round and looked to put the game to bed, but Fnatic weren't done with this game.
Information gained, but how can he do it with just the operator? The double swing, Enzo! You can't be doing this, son. A 1v2, swaps the weaponry around, the players are low, a single bullet on either of them, it might be enough, it could be enough. The Horde dropped, positioning gained. And now that the fuse stuck down to half, he knows where the opposition is. He's sticking it!
What an insane play from Enzo! Ice cold! Doing what Boaster couldn't! Sticks the defuse to send us to another round of OT! It's in a very wide position.
Boaster has an operator. Boaster has an operator in the shower's angle. The boom bomb missed him! It's a free shot! And a free kill!
What a play. What an absurd play to make. Here's Melzano pushing into market. And Boaster's getting
forwards! Boaster locks it down!
And Enzo and Boaster feel like they've won Fnatic this OT round. I mean, Boaster's just got the Midas touch right now.
You want a different look at a Fnatic on her attack rounds? You got it! Boaster gets 4! A dry operator, man! Leviathan. The tournament life on the line, the trade out is there, Adverso comes up with it, it's all down to him. A 1v2, positioning known, breaks it down, and what a play!
The amount of tense moments in this game was ridiculous, and even though neither team went to the very end of this tournament, it has remained an iconic match in Valorant history. But if you ask what the best ever map in Valorant history was, there's one from Champions 2022 that stands out above the rest. In the opening round of the playoffs, DRX, the longtime kings of Korea, and FPX, the reigning Masters champions, met in what would become a fated matchup. Map 1 was Ascent, a historic Valorant battleground, and this was the map that provided us with two of Valorant's most iconic moments ever. DRX went up early with a huge performance from Buzz.
And it's all the greater Angel still doing damage, but Buzz
Oh my god!
tear! Rip it up to shreds!
And they brought that lead to a 12-8 scoreline. But FPX fought back, bringing the game to overtime. Could they continue this streak and finally take it over the line?
Spike recovered, 24 seconds now. He's going to creep up on the side. He wants the plant. He might actually get it as well. Okay, plant goes in and gets to dip away. Does get marked though. Prowler, not a problem just yet. Another.
No way!
Oh my god! The man can do no wrong! One of the greats to stand on this stage so far!
He's already low HP, he gets marked by the Fade Horn, and he's stuck in a corner. What an incredible play at such an important moment. Probably the most unbelievable clutch in Valorant history to take the lead in overtime. But this game was far from over.
The last two players, Stacks and Zest this time, surely you can't clutch it out again. I have no idea he's here this early. He's got one scot-free.
Oh my god!
No!
What?
Not again! Not again! How has Stacks done it one more time?
What?
Look at this man! Look at him!
DRX take the lead 18-17 and Stacks kisses his mouse. How cold is that? DRX eventually won it 19-17 in the longest overtime at a global Valorant event to this day. They went on to also win map 2 13-5, but even though that map didn't quite live up to the previous one, the first map of this series is still the greatest map in Valorant history. Alright, now for the one you've been expecting. The start of the 2023 season, Sao Paulo, Brazil, the grand final of VCT lock-in. The crowd was completely packed to watch their home favourites Loud take a second consecutive trophy home for Brazil, but on the other side, the European super team of Fnatic looked to start a Valorant dynasty. Both teams had battled through a brutal single elim bracket to make it here, and this best of 5 match would decide who won the first trophy of Valorant partnerships. But even with all of this hype, none of the crowd expected the match to be quite this good. Fnatic continued their unbeaten map streak on the first 2 maps, with Leo continuing to dominate the server as he had done throughout the tournament.
Having a defuse, gets out of his life, and Leo, what is that?
It looked like Fnatic would breeze their way to the trophy, no pun intended, but Loud started to come back on the 3rd map of Split.
Alfie is there, Les strikes back, and will he get the 4th? Yes, indeed!
And with every round that the Brazilian team won, the crowd got more and more excited.
2 remain, make it 1.
Loud carried the crowd's momentum with them into Lotus and managed to take that map to bring it to a tied scoreline. If they won the final map, it would become the first reverse sweep in international Valorant history, and the crowd would go mental. It all came down to Icebox. But unfortunately for Fnatic, Loud won round after round, ending the first half 9-3 and then winning the pistol. Fnatic forced by to try and get another one back, but it was futile. 11-3 down, with no money, 2 maps lost in a row against the power of a packed home crowd. Fnatic took a timeout.
They've only ever lost to 2 squads! And it does not look like Fnatic are going to join that elite group.
If they are going to pull off the impossible, it has to be 1 round at a time. And it's Fnatic who close in. A steady improvement, round after round. Anything to make this doable. A tap on the spike, Aspas! Jet Force, it's all down to Alpha yet. Noise everywhere, the double swing! Spray down! 14-12, denying the reverse sweep! Fnatic, they pull off the impossible!
Somehow, some way, undoubtedly the greatest comeback in the history of the game had been completed. From 11-3 down to a 14-12 win to clinch the lock-in trophy. The crowd were completely silenced, and Fnatic sealed their name in Valorant legend. Watching this match live was magical, it genuinely felt scripted, That look from Boaster at 11-3 down is something straight out of a movie. But the next two matches on this list almost have to be described together. You see, they happened on the very same day. Together, they form what was probably the greatest day of Valorant in the entire game's history. Fnatic had continued their dominance over the Valorant scene during Master Tokyo, winning every game flawlessly to make it to the upper finals. But facing against them was EG, who after subbing in Demon 1 and him looking like God's gift to Valorant, they made a sort of miracle run to the top 3. Both teams were extremely good at this point, which set this game up to be a really high quality match. Fnatic had by far and away the best Lotus in the world at this point.
I feel like Alpha's gonna at least, I feel like one, maybe? Yeah, bye-bye,
good,
bye-bye, welcome to the blender!
And they completely destroyed EG. But Fracture went the other way, as EG showed why they were still unbeaten on the map. But after those masterclass displays by both teams, we were owed a close final game. And that is what we got.
He's still on the side, mostly to get back towards you. Back corner, Ethan's gonna trade out Leo. It ain't over yet, but maybe Chronicle, maybe not. Maybe it's Demon 1. He's got the knives out. A 2v2, Alpha and Chronicle to try and get Fnatic across the line.
Oh my God!
He's trying to save them, but it's Alpha up against Demon now. Oh my God! This guy is out of this world. El Diablo's dead. There's a new King of Hell. Demon 1, when EG needed him, stepped up.
Prime Demon 1 was something else, but Fnatic were the world champions for a reason.
Now we're down to the 2v2. Ethan and Jorgamo up against Boaster and Leo.
He's still got a nade to stall as well, though.
15 seconds.
Ethan can play this slow.
Grenade sent. It sends him running. 10 seconds now. They're working on the clock here. Running it down so low. Boaster down at 64. Ethan gonna swap the cross. But it's Leo's got Jorgamo. Ethan.
Oh my God!
Leo has taken Fnatic across the line.
It was a crazy end to a great matchup, and Fnatic moved on to the finals. But there was another banger to come only a few minutes later. PaperX had made top 4 while playing with a content creator sub, CGRS, and NRG hadn't missed top 3 at a Masters or Champions event since 2021. PaperX played with their signature hyper-aggressive style, while NRG relied on calculated IGLing from FNS. It was a clash of regions and a clash of playstyles, and it came together in the perfect way. Pearl was the opening map, and PaperX immediately threw a spanner in the works with a double duelist comp featuring Jing on Phoenix. NRG dealt with it well though, going up 9-5, but PaperX came back into the game on the defense.
Without any other util. Spot one, gets the transfer! Divide! Finds 3! And suddenly it's on Crashies to try to avoid going into overtime. The flash connecting, Divide with a 4K! 12-12, we continue onward.
Overtime. And at 13-13, we saw one of the craziest rounds in Valorant history.
The round completely cracked open. CGRS on the flank. He's made it all the way through into their spawn. And he could be instrumental. He's tucked away into the corner. Crashies at the same time, though. Looking to backstab. The swing in. He's playing it out patiently. There's one. There's two. Ching in the meantime finds one on the opposite side, but Som comes up with eliminations. The spike grabbed. Mind Freak, can he exit fast enough? The answer is going to be no. The Reckoning at the ready. Instantly invested. A 1v1 to see who can take this now to map point. CGRS. The stand-in. He knows he needs to rush this down. He needs to play for the kill. There's not enough time to go for the plan. He's swinging around the corner, and he manages to get it done! Some with a shorty doesn't find him! PaperX, they take it to 14!
You gotta be kidding me! The sub for PaperX at the last second again!
It was a huge mistake from Som, but an incredible moment for CGRS, the content creator substitute, who had just single-handedly won PaperX the map. After such an intense map, it was hard to believe the series wasn't already over, but we went on to Lotus where NRG looked solid and won 13-6. It came down to Bind as the map 3, and it was close the entire way. NRG kept trying to pull away, but hero plays from the side of PaperX kept them within reach.
Side takes advantage of the vulnerable out on a Jing. Brazilian, however, finds 2 quick kills, finds himself a 3rd. Now the Reckoning available, and he's going to invest that immediately. A little bit of obfuscation, but there is going to be the ultimate. Orbital strike sent down. Forsaken trying to challenge, finds the 4th kill. Now on for the ace. This artist left standing, and Forsaken! Nearby, though, is Jing. Showstopper at the ready. Looking to catch one. Does find him. Spike now going to be dropped down onto the ground. Showstopper. And he's saying, you've got no time to work with. Sends out the Showstopper. Crashy's going to be dead. Cleans up Finesse. And the round victory is in the hands of Jing. A 4K to tie it up at 3-3.
The game reached 12-11. one round away from either another overtime or an emphatic Paper Rex win.
Taking their time, and they're going to use this.
Oh, dueling rockets coming through. Not finding anything though is Ching, but as he ends up on top of the box, still will find Victor, but it's going to be a massive trade up. Energy starting things off with 2, but now equalized. Devi catches some. The plant still not coming in. Artis instantly headshot. Mindfreak finding it. Just 2 more left to go. He's playing anti-flash, and now it's on Finesse. The IGL, the captain, to try to take us in OT, but Devi says no! You shall not pass this point! Paper Rex do the impossible!
Fast forward to Champions 2023 in LA, and Paper Rex finally had their full roster with something instead of CGRS. They dominated the competition to reach the upper final, but on the other side of the bracket, Boostio and EG had trash-talked their way to also make it to the top 3. These were the 2 best teams in the world, putting it all on the line for the grand final. Ascent was the first map, and Paper Rex played a crazy Raze Reyna comp which caught most of EG off guard. Well, except Com, EG's Sova main and the one player in Valorant who's known for his flanking. And at 10-8 to Paper Rex, he showed us exactly why.
Chocobo now brings this into a somewhat winnable position if Com can try to clutch it out. The recon dart available. They spot him, they know he's on the cross. Rotates over, but the spike is stranded. There's just nothing more that he could do. The plant was never able to come in.
He's still got some time. I mean, he could try to really make a long wrap here. See if he can catch Paper Rex off guard, because this crossfire that they've set up is going to, if he goes up into heaven, this is going to open him up for an opportunity. He's still got that recon dart too.
They're not looking for this. They are not expecting this. Com, can he do it once again? Something, it's going to be the freebie, but he's going to play this out patiently. He wants to spot them both. Can he make the transition? Yes, he can! Com never backs down, never surrenders, and continues to deliver!
Paper Rex didn't win another round after that, and EG took map 1. Map 2 of Bind featured even more crazy comps, and that led to some rounds which just looked ridiculous.
I've got your trail.
Oh my god, that paint shells.
Okay, there's the Cove, actually has the setup this time, something is dropping down. Orbital strike up over the top, Juggernaut with a rocket, managing to find one, but then Jing takes him down with a showstopper of his own.
But EG had the momentum, and it felt like they were going to go on to win the series.
2 quick taps, the spray on the corpse, he is here to shut this down!
But after something got this knife kill, everything shifted. Paper Rex made the comeback to win map 2, and that brought us to Pearl.
The 2v3, however, the man advantage still going to be in the hands. Devi tries to play off the back of his own flash, ends up getting gunned down, but Mindfreak! 1, 2, 3! Shuts them down! The Red Bull clutch to give Paper Rex the lead!
That 1-3-3 from Mindfreak was an insane clutch. They literally triple swing him and he still wins. But it didn't seem like it was going to be enough. EG still pulled ahead to make it 11-6. Paper Rex would have to pull out something truly special if they were going to win this game.
Find anything here, but damage. Whoa! Com answers back, and now it's all on Mindfreak.
30 seconds left.
In a 1v1. Demon 1, on the clutch. Shots exchanged. Spike now. It's being committed to. Mindfreak, does he swing off this one? Yes, he does! He manages to get the catch with the Red Bull clutch from Mindfreak once more. Wow. Nebula going to be popped. Recon dart moving forward. Devi holding the angle here. From comes up with 2 clean kills. Now gets a third. Com is dead. And they stretch it again. Suddenly it's all on Mindfreak. Pushing forward, and he cannot get it done. Boostio finds him. A 3K as evil geniuses move up to match point. 1 more round. Blades now coming through. Something looking to play entry, the spam across, takes him low, finds one, gets a dig, and the transfer comes in! Forsaken gets him across the line! The defuse is there, and we are not done yet! Overtime is coming through! The turret here, something, shuts him down, Forsaken fights Boostio, and now it's all on Demon 1! The flash across, Mindfreak about to swing the corner, he does so, and he puts him down! 15-3, a 2-1 victory! Paper Rex, they advance into the grand finals!
Paper Rex won this exhilarating match to secure a spot in the Champions Grand Final. They didn't end up winning it though, with EG taking the rematch, and this upper final actually became more iconic than the grand final itself, a testament to just how good this game really was. And so moving on to 2024 and into Masters Madrid, Paper Rex were back on the international stage. They didn't have the best start against EDG, but neither did Team Heretics, losing to eventual winners Sentinels in their first game. PaperX and Heretics would face off in an elimination match in front of the Spanish crowd, and with both teams having some of the most mechanically talented players in the world, we were destined for a banger. Sunset was the first map, and Team Heretics went up early.
What will they check it? Not quite as a half clearance. Benji is blinded. He does not care.
But with some crazy stage rule strats, PaperX regained the lead and eventually closed out the map. But Heretics bounced back on Lotus, and the Spanish crowd were loving it.
They're choosing. They want to try and push all the way through Munyan to the back wall. He didn't get seconds. No way. Everybody's fallen. Time. They're getting with kills.
Attackers win.
Continuation. Extension of play. Heretics not willing to go out so early.
The first two maps were great, but map 3 was where this series really came to life.
It's upside down for a lot of the fans.
Benji is hiding in this corner.
Oh my! Through, hiding into the corner, but what can he really do? There's a cage just to play anti-flash position. Nasty adjustment. Snaps upwards. They don't know where he is.
Lost.
They're trying to hunt him down. Lost as anything.
It hasn't broken the PaperX economy.
I'm so good. Yo, sit down. Sit down.
But I got to agree.
Now it's left up to just a few stragglers. PaperX players. Nice movement at least to Tim Tam. Not enough. Benji, you dare set your sights or your feet whatsoever near his side, because this guy is on one. Jumping peak by something, back through, in and out. Drifting with the movement. Did he know that Device pushed up onto this angle? It seems like Boo has that awareness. Forsaken through mid. There's a rocket. It's sent loose and flying again. Where's it going? Into the back. It didn't kill him, man. He still stands tall. Try and conquer him. Try and take this side up, but the anchoring players are making a mockery of the PaperX play style. Nails him. At least the cages set up for him. Gives him that covering fire. Munyan finally puts him down. Blinded. Brilliant! You absolute animal! You absolute beast! And Munyan, what can you do? Rolling thunder up in the air. Target practice. It's inevitable at this point. Heretics, man, they will not be dislodged from Spain.
At this point, it looked like Heretics' game to lose, but PaperX were not going down without a fight.
No utility to his name, doubled up. Heretics, you gotta think discipline. Name of the game! A dodge, a weave, a duck, a play, and Munyan saves the bloody day.
After that clutch, they won 10 of the next 11 rounds to make a monstrous comeback and take the map 13-7. I mean, just look at this final round.
It could all just tumble and collapse. Dash now available. Re-swings into it. The nail in the coffin. One after the time, the hammer swings down and out onto the anvil. And there is no hope, no chance in hell. They have gone home entirely. PaperX eliminating the Spanish favourites.
It did hurt to see Heretics go home after such an intense series, but PaperX were just too entertaining not to root for. But Team Heretics returned to the global stage at Masters Shanghai, this time with Woot in the roster, and fought through the Swiss stage until they matched up against Chinese home crowd favourites, FPX. This was the final round of Swiss, so whoever won this game would go through to the playoffs. It started just like any other game featuring Woot, as he destroyed FPX on Sunset to take Heretics up 1-0. But FPX weren't going to disappoint the home crowd, and so cleanly won on Lotus.
Oh boy. That's a cue for him to go. He dropped Benji Fish and Boo. Iron repositioning. The Nightfall out. Berlin trying to steady. Wow. Trying to stop. And he does. Berlin holds the line. FPX are taking us the distance.
Map 3 was Icebox, but after the first half, it seemed like Heretics would easily take the game. Because how often do you really see 10-2 comebacks? Except this time, we did.
His Device is now forced to cross back over one more time without anything to cover. Life from up top. Finally lands a shot, drops onto Boo. Doom bumps him. Life with 3. Benji Fishy, you mentioned it was on the flank. He cannot settle the shots. The 4th for Life in the round for FPX.
Round by round, spurred on by the Chinese fans, FPX clawed the scoreline all the way back.
A triple face, it's way too much! Rians cannot capitalize on it! Benji Fishy, they're weak! They're so weak! But so is he! He's gotten it down to 1! 14 HP for Leaf! Oh my god! The spike planted! The classic! Not connecting! The tap on the defuse! Life's on the swing! And FPX gets a series point! You have got to be kidding me!
But even after all of that, Heretics still hadn't given up.
And he does! But it's a 1-for-1! The spike now planted! I don't think they're gonna have time. He's gotta land the shots here, and he does! There's no fight! There's no time! We're going to overtime again! Oh, but he takes a different path. He doesn't go under tube. Are they gonna be expecting it? Meanwhile, chaos on the site as each kill is traded. 1-on-1! Berlin in 1v2, he's been spotted! They know where he is, but he's gotten his one! Now, the Cove on the swing. Berlin is close to it! And it's another clutch! Another set of OT! I don't think he hears him. Oh, but now he's giving his position away. Now he knows where he is. Meanwhile, Mood on the other side with 4. Lysor drops one. Can he 1v3 to close this out? No! The ace for Woot! Insane! They're just calling his bluff?
Yep.
10 seconds.
They're calling his bluff?
Oh no.
He's going in for the fight. He has one. And now the Cove, he should have enough time to plant. Does Woot challenge? Does he swing? Yes, he does. He's up in his face, and that's enough to stop the plant. An instant classic. Heretics survive.
Heretics managed to deny what would have been a legendary comeback in the final moments and move on to the playoffs. FPX may not have won this incredible series, but they definitely proved themselves as a force to be reckoned with on the international stage. But we finally arrived at the last match on this list, EDG versus Team Heretics, the grand final of Champions Seoul and the final match of the 2024 VCT season. EDG were carrying the entire Chinese region on their backs, with a miracle run for a chance at winning the region's first ever international trophy. Team Heretics had come second in the grand final of Masters Shanghai only a few months earlier, and so this was their second opportunity at winning a championship. All of the storylines were lined up, and although sometimes grand finals don't quite deliver, this one certainly did. Heretics dominated the first map with a fast-paced neon comp, but EDG did exactly the same back to them on Sunset to even the score.
Side by side, it's Heretics. Drifting, missing, and the shots matter right now! Smokey! God damn, man!
Kung also started to come online in this map, and that was dangerous for Heretics. Lotus was next, and EDG's individual players were on fire.
Sets it. The draw is core. Oh, the play's being made all across the board! G2! You didn't have to do it to him, not like that! Embarrasses Heretics in tree.
He is the immovable object of EDG.
And could we have it any other way? And a lockdown committed. Simon, how do you play this? Forced to press forwards potentially there. He's overstaying his welcome. Swings potentially. Footsteps down! Simon! You demon in wait! How the hell has he pulled that off?
This clutch is crazy. I mean, the nerve you have to stay in the site when the Killjoy lockdown is ticking down like that. And this guy was a complete rookie. Simon's heroics meant that EDG were now only one map away from winning the trophy, and they seemed unstoppable. Heretics had some insane resilience though, and went up 12-9 on Bind to try and force it to a 5th map, despite EDG's immense efforts to end the game.
Control, watch for, and like you said, the Thrash is going to be clearing, cleaving the way through. Path potentially. Here, lying in wait, Thrash is there alongside a sees his players need to be defended! Woot steps up to the challenge but dropped inside, Kang! Overtime in sight! And EDG are hungry for it, trying to will it forward. Defuse the nade, but the shot's online! They don't have it! Time! It's not online, man! Heartbreak for EDG! And Heretics, they will it forward. We are going to Abyss.
What a crazy end to a map, but the series still wasn't over. There was still one final map to play. EDG didn't seem too flustered by losing Bind, as the hero plays just kept on coming on Abyss.
Made here, and they've lost control of mid into the process. Oh my god! Nobody!
EDG went up 11-4, seemingly way out of reach for Heretics, but the European squad showcased their strong mentality once again, gradually forming a comeback, and after 5 rounds in a row, the scoreline stood at 11-9. With EDG on a low buy, it seemed that Heretics would keep the streak going and get within a single round of tying up the game, but Kung was not going to let that happen.
Forced to step up to the moment, dash to avoid, and shots are fired! Gang!
He's monstrous when he gets going! And he does it! Almost single-handedly!
He single-handedly won this round that led EDG to claiming the Champions Trophy, granting another iconic moment to this match completely filled with them. It was a fitting end to a great season, and has earned its spot alongside the other greatest matches in Valorant history. Who knows what we'll see in 2025, but I hope there's a few more to add to this list. And with that, I've been Commend, subscribe if you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.